Mister, I like the feeling of going where I want, when I want.
Toyota Land Cruiser's new 8-seater Sahara. Cruise the highway. Get the feeling of luxury.
Oh, what a feeling!
Get the feeling of four-wheel drive dependability when there is no highway.
Freedom, that's what it's all about.
Oh, what a feeling!
Land Cruiser, the most wanted four-wheel drive on Earth.
Because somebody did it right.
Oh, what a feeling!
Land Cruiser.
If I don't have this car in the next 2 months, I'll delete the channel. Alright, g'day guys, Mark Preston, Built Cruisers, and I cannot believe it, I've literally bought my dream four-wheel drive, the 2H 60 series. Okay guys, I'm very excited to announce that we've managed to get a 2H diesel engine inside this 60 here, and for under 15 grand. So, bought this car for 14.5 grand, 2H, no rust, GXL, and it's more of the Gen 2 because it's got the square lights and the grey interior. And also I really wanted to get a tailgate, which this one has, instead of the barn doors, just for something different. And also I wanted to be able to get side access better, whereas the Prado, which I've had for almost 7 years, has always just been sort of the single barn door. So it's very exciting to sort of camp out of a different sort of style of boot. Now, this is also my first diesel car I've ever owned, my first solid axle car I've ever owned, my first leaf spring car I've ever owned, my first manual car I've ever owned. So there's a lot of firsts for this car, and it doesn't feel like anything I've ever driven before. It's crazy. I've obviously driven mates, you know, manual diesels, but owning your own is just way different. And this car's even older than my Prado, as we know. It's a 1989 60. Now, obviously in the engine bay, you get your 12 HTs, 2F, 3F petrol motors, but we've gone for the 2H, obviously way more common than the 12 HTs, that's for sure, and non-turbo, okay, for reliability. But down the lines, I may potentially do a turbo on this because there's just so much room in here, and I think that'd be really sick. Now, only 283 kilometers on the clock for this motor, and it's had one owner before. Like, I'm the second owner of this car essentially. A lot of the stuff in here I think is still quite original from Toyota, which means, you know, injectors could be due and all that sort of stuff. So we will probably be servicing, we're definitely servicing this car, but we will probably be upgrading a few things in the future for sure. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with it overall. As you can see, it's very good condition for its age. And yeah, normally a car in this condition, you'd pay almost about 20 realm. But we managed to get 14.5, right place, right time sort of thing. One thing I'm also very stoked for, we managed to get the model. This has got powered mirrors, which I didn't expect. So fully functioning as well. You can go in there, they do all sorts of angles and stuff. I always thought they were just fixed, but they're actually powered. All the windows are powered, which, you know, is good and bad. I kind of wanted manual wind-up windows, sort of, so nothing could ever go wrong. They all work now, but don't get me wrong, in 6 months, you know, half of them could not work because it's a bit dicky with the electronics there. Grey interior, absolutely love it. It looks so nice. It's kind of awkward, but it's almost more comfy in there than my Prado as it is, and we only just got this. It's very good nick, and I think it's had a lot of its life parked outside somewhere. I know it was in Darwin for most of its life, hence probably all the paint fade on it, but the interior is very well kept, and it's got a dash mat up there, and it's just all lovely. And honestly, I'm just really excited to get some kilometers on it, go camping in it as it is, and eventually slowly, you know, modifying it. Obviously, when we were buying the car, all we were literally looking for the whole time is rust. Didn't really care at all what mods it came with. It's managed to come with 5 tyres that are all 33s on a 15-inch rim. Never had a rim that small before. And they're on these sort of classic chrome period correct rims, which is so cool because I actually wanted to try and get them if the 60 didn't come with them, but this car's come with them, which is awesome. And yeah, they're on a Kumo Road Venture tyre here, all-terrain, just an aggressive all-terrain, but it's got brand new tread, and there's actually, these tyres actually have a warranty on them because they're so new, which is crazy. And I got 5 of them as well in a spare, so pretty cool to get that thrown in for free. And yeah, we're already on 33s on a stock Toyota lift from factory, and it clears no worries. And yeah, I'm super jealous on how the chassis in there just goes straight back. Same with the 79s. So when you put like 35s on, they fit really easily. Whereas the Prado, you may have seen, we've had to grind it out, and it's just an absolute nightmare. So Super cool that these just fit here easily, no worries, with no lift. You could not do this with the Prado 90 series at all without doing a lift or chopping. And also having hubs. I've never had a car, obviously, that has hubs that you gotta, you know, put it full drive, get out, lock the hubs. So that's also new to me. And yeah, I'm just honestly so stoked with this car. I'm really happy with it. And it does have the flares, which is good because it means I can do a bigger offset and it'll be a bit more stable on the roads. So I could do, I think, -44 without it poking, whereas this right now is probably -22. Now, absolutely stoked as well. Got fully working sliding windows. I didn't realize this, but every single panel slides both ways. I thought it was just one half, but the whole thing slides, which is cool. So super easy way to break in if you want to get in there. I just feel like you could really rip that off quite easily. Obviously these aren't known for their security. Obviously fuel cap on the side here and the tailgate, which I'm honestly so excited before. I like how you open it. It's an instant little umbrella. Might get a little light strip up there. So for camp, you got light. Just so many things. I'm already so excited about it. Honestly, I've had my Prado for almost 7 years and I haven't had any other full drive. So all my years of experience into that car and the mods I've done on that, I'm gonna make a better version again of that on a better base. A 2H 60 series rust free. This is just gonna be such a good build. I'm so excited. And also came with a Rhino Rack Sunseeker awning. I think this is just a 2.5 by 2.5. But you know, these are 200 bucks or whatever they are. So that's pretty funny. And I opened it up and it looked like it has never been used before, which makes sense because if you look at the bull bar and the way the Max Tracks or whatever, the treads up here and the mods look like, you can kind of tell a grandpa did it. And it's because it was done by a grandpa. So all this stuff has been done by, yeah, someone a bit older, and that's why it looks a bit silly. Like for example, there's a UHF aerial on the back bumper, and there's also one on the bull bar, but there's only one UHF, so I don't really know what's going on there. But super stoked at the condition of the car. And yeah, there is definitely paint fade everywhere. And you may also pick up, when I first got my Prado, it was bright red and painted at Sandy Taupe, whereas this is burgundy, almost looks like red in the sun. But it's just quite funny, I've managed to buy 2 cars that are red. So yeah. Yeah, so the car did actually come with some Tread GT tracks, which is cool. I've never had Treads before. I've only had Max Tracks and Export. And it also has, I'm pretty sure that's just a King's illuminated light bar, so that's probably like a 40-inch light bar. It does work and stuff, but I'll be honest, it's not very bright. And then down here, we've just got a Trojan shovel, which looks brand new. It's got a sticker on it. I don't think it's ever been used. And then, yeah, obviously just a little shovel holder here. Not sure what brand that's by, maybe just an eBay one. But yeah, so that's sort of all the mods on the car. That's it. Because it's got 33s and then a stock lift, and then this stuff on the roof. And it's just quite funny because these 2 roof racks are really high, almost for like a Sahara model. And then there's just one low one back here, and all 3 of them are on that awning, but it's all different heights. It just looks gross to me. It's all over the place. So yeah, so pretty cool. Get some of that free little mods there. Might keep the treads if I get stuck. But that's basically it for the mods. All right, well, I hope you guys can just see me here, but yeah, interior is quite nice for its age. You've got a little crystal UHF here, which does work. No idea which aerial it's running off. I'm assuming the front one. Yeah, big manual gear lever. Obviously haven't driven manual much, but we're obviously doing a lot more now. And my partner has a manual petrol car, like a modern car, whereas this is obviously, you know, really old and a diesel, so drives completely differently. Just a little center box console here. Nothing too fancy. 2 cup holders, which is good, you know, more than a 79. Does have a touchscreen infotainment system. Honestly, looks like some eBay brand, no idea what it is. And it looks like the screen's been on for like 1,000 hours because it's very dim. And it looks pixel faded, but that does actually work and play radio and do Bluetooth, which is good. All aircon seem to be here, because I know some of the dashes for the 60s, they do have missing parts and cracks and stuff, but this is all here, which is crazy. Little voltmeter here, and full drive. Got a aftermarket horn relocation here because the horn on here doesn't actually work, but don't tell anyone that. And that's pretty much it. I've got a light bar switch here, sun visors are normal, and I do love the old glove boxes here. It all seems like metal, and obviously because it's the Gen 2 later 60, got the nice sort of grey dash, which I just think looks quite, it's still retro but comfortable and modern. It's not like going to be really tacky or anything. And I've noticed as well, because of the carpets in here, it absorbs a bit more noise when you're driving. compared to the vinyl floor. And it does actually have 4 aftermarket speakers and also 2 in the back, so 6 all up, and they're Pioneer speakers, so someone's obviously done an upgrade before. But yeah, I feel like these seats I will be definitely upgrading in the future, mainly because I'm quite tall. I'm 6'4", and I feel like I could pull the seat back a little bit more for that little bit more leg room. And if you have a 60, you'll know this, but the steering wheel is absolutely massive, so it does get in the way a little bit. And also the center floor here, you know, where the gearbox is really wide. And then the Prado 90 I've got is really small. So I'm sort of gone from the biggest to the smallest of the Toyotas for the gearbox width here, which is fine, it's a little bit wider, but I just pretty much want to really, you know, make some custom seat brackets or get Ford XR6 seats. Let me know if you have any good ideas. And yeah, I might try and do that. So yeah, another dead giveaway, if you couldn't notice, is that this isn't a stock bar. Someone has got some checker plates and riveted it on to the front of this bar, you know, to obviously give it that aggressive look, or protect the car more, whatever. To me, it obviously looks a bit tacky, and you know, I feel like this is more, you know, someone of a bit older would have done this sort of mod, which sort of tells it was previously owned by an older gentleman. But this is actually a big 4-post alloy bar. Now it is alloy, so you're probably thinking, you know, man, that's not strong, whatever. But believe me, this thing is hard as nails. Apparently, 3 kangaroos hit this once on a trip only like a year ago, and you like look at it, you can't even tell at all, because I think this thing is just an absolute beast. And I will also say, this car is quite low with the stock lift. Like, this bonnet is at my head height and I'm literally squatting on the ground. So a lift kit in this car is definitely in order. And it's funny because this is with 33s on. So imagine if it came with the stock 31s, I'm assuming they would be. Like, this would be lower again. But yeah, unfortunately this bar will definitely not be sticking around, because I think it's quite big and gross, and it's kind of covering the nice sort of 60 underneath it you can't really see anymore. All right, now it does actually have a LandCruiser snorkel here. Now I'm assuming that this is an aftermarket snorkel. It's not Safari, but it does also enter at the top here, which is good. It doesn't have like a split in the bottom like the 79s. So that is good. At least I've got some good clean air and not, you know, bringing up air from in the guard, which is good because it has been in Darwin. It has been a lot of like dirt sort of thing, I guess you could say. And obviously with the flares, also good being a GXL, you get that extra protection, mud, rocks, any of those sort of roads, they're gonna flick up and hit that and not gonna go up on the side of your paint, which is good. But they are currently black, which is the factory look as they come. But I think this will look really good if that was burgundy on the flares. And then sort of this line strip here, which happens to be the tailgate and up, bonnet and up, all white. I think that could look really cool. But if you guys have any cool like paint suggestions or decals, let me know, because the sky is the limit and we're gonna make this right and we're gonna make it really good. So I'm just really excited to sort of revive this car and bring it back to its glory, and also have a really good base to work off that has no body rust. Okay guys, so if you can't tell, I'm absolutely stoked with this buy. Let me know if you think I've made the right decision. But for the last 2 years, well before, you know, Mac Preston, Overland Travelers, any of those guys, I've always wanted a 60, and they all just happened to buy one before me. But also I didn't really have the money at the time. Saved up enough, here we are. And also I wanted a 2H and no rust, because after doing heaps of research, anything with a bit of rust, you don't know what's actually underneath. And then even just a bit on the roof, 1/2 meter long, you know, it's almost over 10 grand to fix that if you do it like sort of, you know, through someone else. Obviously you can do it yourself if you've got the skills. They'll just take a stack of time, and you buy the 60 and then you can spend like 10 grand on it. So my options were to buy this with no rust and go to town, like ready to go. Don't have to worry about, you know, oh, there's a hole that's gonna rust in 10 years. One might pop up, you know, in a few years, but as of right now, absolutely rust free, which is, as you should know, if you have a 60, or if you know any people that have 60s, that is just absolutely unheard of. So this will be the new build for the channel, and I'm now officially built cruisers. So the cruisers make sense now because I've got the LandCruiser and the Prado LandCruiser, if you call that a real four-wheel drive. And you're probably wondering, Matt, you're wearing a Built Prado t-shirt. That is true, but I do have LandCruiser merch coming out very, very shortly, which I'm very excited for. And this will be the new merch of the channel, and the website's gonna relaunch, and we're gonna be selling those shortly. So get very excited for that. If you have any build suggestions, let me know, because yeah, the sky's the limit. If you have any good ideas and you have a 60 series yourself and you know what works, please let me know, because I'm gonna learn as much as I can and try and build this right and build it once as best I can. I bought one of the cheapest 2H60s in all of Australia. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, hope you're excited, because everything is going to be changing from now on. We've got the 60 series, also with the Prado. We're going to build them both up. Now guys, I'm not selling the Prado 90 series. I know you guys love that car and a lot of you have a Prado and you follow the channel for that very reason. That is staying around. Absolutely don't worry about that at all. I bought this in cash, completely separate, and it's ready to go. So we're gonna have two cars, building them up as we go, figure out what's best, and I'm just super excited to have, you know, a 60 series 2H diesel, leaf springs, manual. It's just a completely different animal to the Prado. Don't get me wrong, Prado's still great, very comfortable, very capable, turnkey, go around Australia, no worries. But we're gonna build this up to that same level, which I'm very excited for because of the base of it. At the end of the day, it's a 60 and it's 2H, and it's already in that retro category, which if you like it or not, doesn't matter. But for me, I've always liked them. I think they look really nice, and I just can't wait to get into it and get around it. So if you have any ideas for the mods for this car, let me know. It's currently starting to pour, so I'm gonna have to end the video right there and get ready for the next episode on the 60, because we are gonna be pulling this thing apart.